All right. I'm going to call the Architecture Review Board for December 5th to order at 5:35. Roll call.
Gary Miller,
Here.
Ryan Parsons,
Here.
Dennis Murray.
Here. All right. Approval of the minutes for the ARB meeting held on November 21st, 2023. Is there any comments on those?
No.
Okay, I'll make a motion. You make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Agenda item number 1 is case number ARB 2315, 1572 Bell Road, redesign and rebuild a front porch, adding one window to replace old front door, presented by property owner and applicant Gary Pellegrino, Figurati Construction Company.
Yes.
That's you.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Tell us what's going on.
So we purchased the property at 1572 Bell Road, and the original property, I guess, was like an 1800s farmhouse.
Sure.
That had multiple additions put on over the years.
Mhm.
And it just doesn't really have a front entryway or anything to speak of. And what we're trying to do is just renovate it and make it feel like an updated house, with still maintaining some of the original character. So
this has already been started without approval.
yeah, so apparently we ended up hiring Top to Bottom Renovations to come out and do it. There was some miscommunication between my father and Top to Bottom with, apparently they each thought somebody was
Obtaining a permit. Getting
exactly.
approvals.
Yeah, and so they started building the structure, and that's where it got to.
Okay.
And that's pretty much what we're hoping to finish.
Okay. And
And we do have some renderings of what the final product should look like.
Can you show those?
sure.
Do you have the rendering?
Yeah. I've looked at the photos from around and so on, so I can kind of slip past that.
All right, let me get back there. Sorry, guys. So Gary, you want
So it was the,
might be a part of the photos actually, huh?
I think it's,
Let me see.
at least in the printout, is it the first page of the photos?
yeah, it's gonna, I'll pull it up as I'm
Up a little, is it your first one on that list, or is that,
Yeah,
get all the way, okay.
it's not here for some reason. Did you guys see it in the email?
If not, I can pull up the rendering.
Well, we have it printed out here.
Oh, yeah, okay, perfect. That's what it's talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so the rest of the work that you're doing on the house is, are you replacing the siding on the house?
We are, yeah, so what we're looking to do is replace so you'll see in the drawings.
Go back to that one drawing right there, please. Thank you.
Yeah, so you'll notice it's, what we're proposing is a horizontal vinyl siding mixed in with a vertical, like board and batten style siding. And then below there would all be a stone, like a cultured stone,
Okay,
where you see that brick pattern.
so how are you bringing the stone down to grade?
Yeah, it's probably gonna have to be the job in. My name's Ken, it's nice to meet everybody. I'm Matt Rose, I'm Miss Rassman. I'm a bit of a slower my speech, and to see you guys, if you're a passive listener, you won't get what I'm saying, you have to be an active listener. So to take it down to grade, good question, that's gonna be a reference in the detail, it's in the package. Do you want me to go to that detail right now, or could-
It's not, no, what's important is that you're not taking cultured stone to grade, because it doesn't,
Yeah, no, it would go down to a certain point,
8 inches above grade or something like that.
yes.
Okay, that's fine.
I think the intent is to tie into a landscaping bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. It's just important, from not from visually, but more from functionally.
Sure.
So, okay.
And forgive me, we don't have our GC with us, but
It's okay.
yeah, they're more familiar with
No,
the inner workings than I am.
we don't necessarily require GCs to be at the meetings or anything like that. It's just, okay, so you're replacing siding and putting stone on, and
Is this being done to all sides of the house or just the front?
All four sides.
Okay, all 4 sides. This is the only side, obviously, where you're changing the entry is moving
Correct,
one
everything
down.
else would just be the siding,
Would be the finishes.
and that, correct, yes.
Thank you.
and so the front porch itself will be, looks like it's,
7.5 feet, I believe it is.
yeah, it's close to that, but I wasn't concerned about the dimensions. It's a wood frame structure. Is that correct?
Correct.
So you've got, so your first riser is, are you putting stone on the front of the,
Oh, front wall.
Side two might be a better view, the one below.
well, I'm looking at your drawing that shows a side view section.
There you go.
Section cut, and it looks like you've got, potentially you got wood on the deck, but stone on the face.
No, it's a section cut, so if you look at the bottom, it says treated framing around ground, that's only there to provide structure to where the lath and plastic is going to get in. You had concerns about it being 8 inches above, we're gonna have to be finesse, because it's the most stuff going on right there. You wanna know about the risers are listed, 7.5. 10-inch thread. Now that stone pathway is gonna go all the way to the driveway, so that's no show other than the arrow and the overhead. It's gonna tie into a new country driveway.
Okay, now I see that you've got the stone, 1.5 inch stone on the vertical face of the porch, and then you've got the tile on the deck. That's what's on the deck, that's what I'm doing. Okay, I didn't see that at first.
Right, so it goes, framing, 3/4 ply, cement board 25, and then grade, probably a roll pink stuff, and then the ground tile, probably a very have a 10 feet, entry tile. I designed that on the 45-degree angle, in the overhead plan view, because I thought it provided that nice balance, but also in the area, I'll probably think they call 45 versus 90 on the tile. I think it probably could grade, natural slate, kind of tiles in there. Another thing to point out, I put a note in there, that bubble's gotta be, heavy, because I don't want any water going in there, so, you know, for, somebody knows what they're doing, they can figure that out. So if we're in the bubble, it's still fixed. Tom still gets a guy like that.
Thank you.
But that's just for water,
Yeah, sure.
and then it's still the water. So, there's the surface. The columns are different. We'll see that part of the bit. It's kind of like the wood, the cedar combined with the stone, kind of blend. But I have questions.
So the columns are gonna be exposed wood posts, basically.
Yeah, if you want some furniture,
They would be a wrap cedar, so like.
Yeah, I mean, there's not trim at the top or the bottom, it's just wrapped in cedar.
yeah, Jerry promised me the guys are gonna make 45-degree cuts.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they'll
No
make sure
glass
that
and
looks
stuff,
like a nice cedar.
But that's for the horizontal framing members and the outside columns. The inside too has a separate detail called step 4, and that's stone 12 by 12. If you go to the front view, you see the stone column versus the side or wood. It's probably in the front view. How many reflective ceiling plans have you guys had in the past year?
How many reflected ceiling
Yeah, in
plans?
the past year.
No, I don't know.
I don't keep track, but they're usually part of the submissions.
Okay, I thought it was pretty good. That's what it's talking about. So Gary wants to have lights to balance he said, well, tell him like a door. You tell a door.
Yeah, it'd just be a large glass double door, little decorative detail in there.
And there's trim around the windows, there's wood above the window as a head.
That's one, we gotta go to details, we'll talk for hours, I love these ones, that's one of the details. This is hard and far for me to figure out, was what Karen wants to do.
Yeah, the best, probably the easiest way to see it would be on the picture, and let me pull up, I can pull up, yeah, I've got a good color picture.
Is it the one your dad submitted?
Yeah, he would have submitted it with it, I just,
Don't forget the details, it's super fun.
yeah, I was gonna say, I thought
Well, the board does have copies, Gary,
Mhm.
and
I know it's a lot of drawings to flip through, so don't get too excited. We'll find them here.
but the rendering is
Yeah.
kind of nice, you know.
Oh, here, right
The
here.
rendering is definitely, yes.
There you go. If this be easier for me to kind of walk. So like that's let's see. So you'll see how like the center columns right here are stone with 2 lights and then the cedar. And then each of the windows are gonna get trimmed with a piece of cedar above it, just so
Just
that
at,
way.
just at that,
Yeah.
just where the vertical siding occurs.
Yeah, he's right, that's correct, yeah.
And this just, the rendering shows it with a dark color siding versus light color siding.
I would love to go over the section detail of that, which is the bottom.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts.
I don't know if you want to see it, but.
It is, I see a lot of it.
So you'll see how like the
Mhm.
cedar is above it. then the
And
stone-
that's, you're just studying whether you're going with dark or light.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe you want to email that to me, I can put it on the
Oh,
screen now.
yeah. Can you
Building@southrussell.com.
Yeah, perfect.
Is that the one your dad submitted?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, but it might just be easier than trying to search it out. but-
Didn't you have any comments?
I don't think so.
And it's just.
I haven't thought about the-
Yeah, 2 S's, 2 L's in Russell.
While you guys are looking for comments, I worked with Gary Calvino Senior and Bruce was awesome, who worked on the building. Dave Kay, and he accepted our construction documents for interior permits. So as of last week, we got official, or early this week, interior permits, and those were basically put in the package, more of an FYI of what the overall inside is. I thought it would be helpful just to see that, you know, I'm thinking about more than just, you know, the front porch.
There it
So
is.
this is.
Oh, that's different than what we got. This is better.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, that's very nice, thank you.
So that shows the stone columns with the cedar wrap columns on the side, and then you notice the cedar over the vertical. And I believe we're leaning towards the lower one with the white and the light gray as opposed to the darker gray.
Mhm.
But you'll notice if you look at this, so the center section where that porch was originally, that was a small addition for the kitchen. and then there was just a small. So the current house, there was a small front door here, and it was just a really kind of odd door. And then this structure was just kind of falling apart, it just didn't really make sense. So this is all where the new construction is. All of this is just basically getting refaced. All of this is getting refaced, and essentially what we're doing is we're taking the doors either right here or right there, taking the door out to put a window in, just so we can balance that and then have a central entrance.
I'm open for questions about details on the technical drawings.
No, I think personally, I think either one of those schemes works. The lower one is a little brighter. And so I think it's got a little better curb appeal. But it doesn't mean that you couldn't do the upper one.
Yeah, no, like I said, I think we're leaning towards the lower one. We just didn't know if there would be any objections because we know there's other, white vertical slat houses.
Yeah, we do like to see what finishes and colors are being, proposed. But we don't dictate what color they are. As long as you don't come in with chartreuse or
No.
sky blue pink.
No, we're.
I would agree with both of those, I find appealing.
Yeah, I mean, they both have their sense of attractiveness.
Yeah.
How much time do we have left? Because I can talk about details, Ruth, for next time. I'm not kidding.
It's up to the board.
Can I talk about details?
I think the details kind of speak for themselves, don't you?
Yeah, I don't know that I have any questions. I like the detail with the wood header on the windows. I think it really helps break up that facade and really punches those windows. So I think you've done a great job of what was clearly something that was worked on through the years. And I think.
So I don't want to hear about your details.
I appreciate one of your three details.
I'm only going to comment on the wood wrap. So the challenge there was the siding was on a certain geometrical plane called vertical, and the water's going to come in and hit that. So you have to think about drainage. So we had to extend the windows down, all the windows in the house to make this work with that thin foam board. But above that, where that wood wrap is, we're channeling on the 0.75 by 0.75 basically siding trim piece. We use that as a drain channel to soften the water away, and that's actually be coming out more than you guys think. I think we could do something like 6 quarter or 8 quarter stock there, Gary, to pull it out even more, to make it more pronounced. Because I have no beam butter cuts on the side of that, because it's all off.
Yeah.
Not like caulk, there's no caulk back there. So I think we could go with 6 quarter stock and pull it out more. It's gonna be roughening, maybe get some knots up there.
Yeah.
Well, in doing that, it creates the illusion that there's something structural there. So
Illusion with water, right?
No, I get that, but I'm saying a little bit of that thicker, heavier headpiece gives you it reads more like a beam as opposed to a piece of trim.
Right, we want it to look more like a piece of trim. We want it to look, I'm assuming we're talking the window.
Yeah, so rather than using 0.75 here, or get like a 1/2 fat log, you can like nice, not a log, but just more like that. That's my recommendation. I think.
If you went 5 quarter,
Even 5 quarter, yeah.
Yeah,
again, I think emphasizing the depth on that wood piece.
You're talking about the.
windows.
Oh,
Yeah, the head.
That makes it doesn't look like just a change in color of trim. It looks like it's structural.
No, well, whatever we're doing there, I mean, it's.
Detail AA. We need AA.
Okay, well, with that being said, I will make a motion to approve as submitted.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're approved.
Thank you, Morris.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for working with them.
Yeah. They talk more. I want to talk more.
You let us talk more.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sorry for rounding it out, but we wish you the best of luck. Hey, Al,
Thanks.
take care.
Thank you.
Hey, Jerry? Is Trevor as good a golfer as he says he is?
Trevor?
Yeah.
So I will tell you, he was a horrible golfer.
This is being recorded, just so you know.
So I was golfing with him for a few months, and then I golfed with him, and he was actually, I was shocked at how much better he got. He was taking lessons. So I think he's actually a lot better.
That's
Yeah, so.
No, I'm just.
Make sure that goes in the minutes.
Yeah.
Every word.
Sounds good. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
What are you doing? Looking at the search.
There you go. Probably goes with one vote, sorry. Didn't get through it. There you go.
All right, ARB item 2, ARB case 2316, 25 Garden Park Drive.
Yes,
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
My name is Treefus Lee, and I'm the new owner of 25 Garden Park Drive. My wife and I have been here in the community about 2 years. And similar to the other homeowner, our project is about the same. The house is a fairly large house. When we purchased it, it had several different additions also. But what's interesting is the majority of the additions are on the back of the house, with the exception to the right, there's a small porch area. When we moved into the house, we got a lake view right over the lake. The challenge is when we walk out the front door, as you can kind of envision, I think it's on the next picture, we have a doorway that's as large as what I'm standing in here. We have about a 3-foot stoop that is covered in that general area right there. And that's how we view the lake from the front of the house. The entire front of the house is just a straight line. So as I mentioned earlier, similar to the other guy, we want to try and add some definition to the house, kind of make it a little bit more modern and give it some kind of area. It's an 8x10 gateable porch area that we're proposing to try and do. And I've got, I guess we can go to one of the next slides. I am planning on building this myself. In military retired, I'm kind of a shade tree guy. Basically, we're going to use 6x6 posts to hold it up, and just a basic gable roof tying in with rafters. It's going to be enclosed, and then the roofing or the ceiling is going to be cedar. Underneath it's going to be kind of stained like this, and pretty much very simple is kind of what I'm envisioning for the project. But I do think it's going to definitely give the house some definition, which is what it needs, as well as give us a place to sit in the front yard instead of sitting on a stoop looking at the lake.
So are you doing anything to the rest of the house, or is it just the porch?
No, just this area right here, the front area right there.
Okay, so on your, so you're gonna try to match the shingles and the siding and?
Yes, I brought samples, we're gonna use the exact same, 20-year shingles. So we got the shape type, shingles there.
A dimensional shingle, yeah.
Yes, and then when we do the 6x6 post, I've got a rendering kind of, I sent it just as you were talking to the other guy, I sent it to Ruth, I don't know if she can bring it up, but I've got a rendering. Initially, we had the 6x6 post. A month ago, I envisioned kind of like a timber look, but after going to an architect in town talking about it, he kind of said that probably wouldn't match with the community, and I kind of agree. So basically, we're gonna build a 6x6 post, but then we're gonna cover it with the it's like a plexiglass kind of material, get it all framed out. So it kind of.
Is that AZEK?
I'm sorry.
Is that AZEK?
Honestly, I'm not exactly sure.
It looks like one of
It's
the
kind of like
Yeah, maybe it's Boreal.
full pond or a full pond.
5 pond.
5 pond.
Oh, is that 5
So,
pond?
yes.
Yeah, that's like the.
Or exact, whatever, right there, yeah,
It's not everyone.
PVC. It's a PVC, yeah.
Okay, but that's what I was gonna use with the wrap, so I mean, 6x6 posts, and then we plan on wrapping with that, and then enclosing the entire front. And that picture there is kind of our end result. We do have a very similar door, I've got the side lights just like that. The only difference from this and what I have is, my house is, I don't know, 40, 50 feet longer, and it's very flat in the front.
So, on your posts, on this in particular, you've got in this photograph, your image, you're showing like some trim, a little bit of a capital, you would call it on the column, and you got a base to it, which a 6x6 post with wrapped with 5 pond is not going to give you by itself. So I would, and the reason I think that is important is that you've got a trim detail above your existing windows. You've got fluted pilasters on either side of the front door before the recess. And so I think it makes sense for those columns to have more of a traditional look to it rather than just a post.
Okay, and that's why we were looking at wrapping it, and then, again, you know, we're constantly envisioning the idea and trying to find something that really would be nice. And what's interesting is Jim mentioned the other windows on the home, they use the, I don't know if I'm saying it right, 5 pond
5 pond.
mold, it's a mold.
Yeah.
Well, I've been trying to find a replacement piece of it, and they don't make it anymore. So basically, make a long story short, for a 4-foot piece, I've got to pay about $2,000 to have a
A new mold made and all that.
yes, and all that. So that's why we're looking at something very simple, trim, along with the white,
You might find something with AZEK or Royal or somebody like that. Those are they make PVC trim that they have different profiles. You might be able to find something from them that's very similar, if not matches it.
great, thank you.
Just a thought.
Yeah, I went all the way out to, again, I'm just moving back here. There's a place out in Middlefield, Ohio that builds, they had all kinds of pieces in there, so I think I'm gonna have to go with them, but I'll try ASICS also.
It's just, it's a
Is it
manufacturer.
Marsh Valley?
I'm sorry,
With Middlefield, where Marsh Valley or Molding Swan?
Mona's one, yes.
Yeah, isn't there more interesting?
Yeah, they should be able to, but yeah, I was gonna suggest you might consider the post, they make, I don't know if you've run across the precast columns,
I've only seen them in round.
they make square ones.
They make
Okay.
square ones.
And they're structural and bulletproof, basically. I mean,
Okay.
and it comes with all the detail, the little bit of trim you put on, but they're not crazy expensive, and they're, like I say, you get them, they got all the dimensions laid out nicely for you. You don't have to worry about lighters opening up or anything.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
I think those would be the, again, the column, the posts have to have some kind of traditional feel to them.
Yes,
So I think that would be my recommendation. The other thing I'd point out to you is, and not to get into technical details here, but you got the roof called out as a 412,
okay,
and there's no way that looks more like a 12-12 pitch. I mean, 412 is 4 inches, it raises 4 inches, every 12 inches it goes horizontally.
correct.
Yeah, this looks more like a closer to a 12-12 or 10-12.
Well, you're talking as the picture?
That's what your note on your drawing says.
Okay.
It's drawn, it's
It
not,
looks very,
Looks pretty good.
it looks good. Was your intent to kind of match the pitches of the other gables on the left elevation? Which I think are 8 or 9/12.
Well, they're very steep, so that wasn't the intent. It's
Okay.
more or less the challenge that I was looking at on the pitch, because I spoke to Dave about this, is to make it balance with the front of the house, because all the other pitches are so steep. And then the two windows, if you notice, may I go and point something out here on the slide?
Oh, yeah, sure. Help yourself.
This is one of the challenges that we have here, because of the distance between the windows.
Mhm.
So to kind of make it more geometrically kind of make sense, this is the front area of the house, and this is set back. So we we're looking at stretching it, at a David recommended 412 to kind of cover over here. So again, I'm open to guidance.
I think you want at least an 8.
the pitch has really nothing to do with what you're trying to accomplish in terms of extending it out. You have, it's a small, it's 10 foot wide.
Correct.
So it's not gonna get that tall, dying back into the main roof. So I think you have to match the pitch on the existing house at that front entrance.
Okay.
So, and I think, it looks like you've pretty much tried to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what you've drawn there is,
Yeah,
works.
what's drawn is fine.
Yeah.
But the note says 412, I just don't want you to go building at 412,
Correct.
and it's not gonna look like what's on your drawing. And then somebody's gonna say, fix it.
Right. So it's more of a 10, 12, you're thinking?
Whatever it is on the existing house, I would say match it, I think you'll be okay. I think it's drawn pretty close to that.
Okay. Again, pitch.
These plans are accurate. It's calling out 8 on most of those roofs.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was 8 or 9. But it's, I think it's drawn that way, and I think it looks.
Yeah, I think so.
Since we had the black screen, I thought we were done. I was like,
Thanks,
thanks, Ruth.
This is nice, whatever.
I guess the only, is the gutter, are you going to try to line the gutters up, or are they going to be?
So you're
Yes.
gonna be lower.
Yes,
Okay, so
the intent is to attach it to the front of the fascia and then attach side gutters.
So
On
gutter
the
just
addition.
turn out, yeah,
Yes,
okay, so yeah, it looks like it's,
Looks a little low on the.
yeah, the drawing, but yeah, but I think that'll be a lot better, you a little more visual
yes.
view and coming out.
Yeah, if you look at the right elevation, I think that has it aligned closer to the fascia.
Mhm.
But the front elevation, it's slid down. Well, actually, it's in the left elevation too, which actually looks lower.
Yeah.
What are you planning, are you gonna, and maybe you said this, widen the stone walk underneath it, or?
No, so what happens is, again, the way the base, this is gonna come out 10 feet, and then the posts are gonna go, I'm gonna put the 12 foot, or 12 inch wide, 24 inch deep concrete, down in the ground for the foundation, raise it up about 2 inches off the ground, and then attach the post. And then per your recommendations, I think I'm gonna go with the precast columns. If I can find square, that would be perfect. But I'm not planning on doing anything to the walkway because of the way the walkway is kind of set, and it's stone. So, or stone pieces, pavers. So what I can do is actually rearrange them once I get everything set. So I'm not doing any construction or anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other comments?
No.
Okay, so I would say we would approve it as noted, saying that the new post would be traditional in detail, whether they buy those structural ones or not. And then align the fascia board and the porch with the existing house.
Yes,
That way your gutters and everything will line up.
and that was the intent. Okay,
That makes
great,
sense.
thank you.
I'm okay.
Great.
I'll
thank
make
you.
a motion to approve as noted.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Lee.
Thank you for your help, gentlemen. You all have a great evening.
You also.
Thank you. Please, out here. I might do the concrete over the Christmas holiday, maybe. I think it's probably too cold. I'm probably not gonna really do anything major to the spring, I think. But-
Oh, weather's gonna be nice this week.
You think?
Yeah, it's Thursday, Friday, maybe 50, I think, on Friday.
Ooh. Well, then maybe I'll be pouring,
Fun.
because it's only 44.
It might freeze the next day. No, I'm just kidding.
You gotta go 42.
42?
Yeah.
I think I had it at 42. I just moved from Virginia down there.
It's a little different here.
Yeah, the freeze line there was 36 inches.
It's that deep even. I didn't know it was that deep. I guess you're in the mountains.
Well, I was in Hampton.
Okay, yeah.
Got the flooding.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Mhm.
Well, thank you, man.
Oh, sure.
All right.
Yeah, have a good night.
You too, thank you.
Oh, the one here.
Okay, without having any other new business, I move to adjourn at 6:11.
What are we doing? We're just calling out this,